Richard. Oh, and welcome to South-Dade Shoutout. Sorry about that. My name is Richard Candia. I'm a business development manager for Florida Lamarck. Wow, that's not a good start. And a proud member of the board of the South-Dade Chamber of Commerce. The shoutout is our opportunity to introduce you to members of the chamber and find out what makes them tick, what they do to make South-Dade a place to live, work, play, pray, and thrive. And today, I think, is arguably Rachel Lambert's one of our favorite days. We're going to talk to our friends from the Miami-Dade County Fruit and Spice Park. We're going to celebrate the upcoming festival, and we're going to eat. So anyways, Jay, Arce, and Andrew Willick, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
I know we're going to, the main thing is to talk about the festival, but I'm looking at everything that Andrew brought in today. Can you tell me what's on this first basket? Give me a couple.
So this basket has two things. One of my favorite berries is called jaboticaba, also known as the Brazilian grape. It tastes a lot like a blueberry grape mixture. And we have a lot of these right now in the parks, like on all of our tasting tours. They get to sample some of them. So it's one of our more popular fruits.
Does it have a seed in it?
It has two seeds. You can just eat the seeds and the skin. Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's super good.
Okay. Jay, what is your role at the park?
So at the Fruit and Spice Park, I am the recreation manager. So that involves the curriculum that we have in the park. So all the education components, including our tours, like Andrew mentioned, we have tasting tours. We have educational tours of the park. We essentially explain to all of our guests what the park is, what's the purpose of the park, and how they can experience the park. We also have K through 12 classes that we teach STEM-based programming to students. And we have a whole bunch of different workshops where we use parts of the park, like our botanical jewelry workshop. We'll use flower pressings. We have a candle making, a soap making that uses some of the aromatic plants.
Oh, wow.
It's growing in popularity. It's very fun.
Research is the universities conduct any kind of research
there are a few research projects that have been done at the park. Some have to do with insects, plant animal interactions, what's coming in, out, things like that. With other organizations, not so much collegiate based research, but other outside entities.
One of the things I believe we don't do well enough at is to highlight that this is a Miami-Dade County park. Yeah. Like the zoo. It's a Miami-Dade County park. And I think you mentioned it's a botanical garden. What does that mean?
Yes, so we're a botanical garden. Our collection is very specialized. So botanical gardens are a collection of plants on display, like a museum. So they're showcasing to the public what are these plants. And our niche is ethnobotany. So we're an ethnobotanical garden. And that essentially means that our collection is curated for plants that have a relationship with humans. So how have humans used these plants, whether they use them for lumber, for food, of course, religious, cultural purposes. They all have a story with humans, and that is essentially what creates our collection.
Is the garden certified?
So we are part of the American Public Gardens Association, as well as the BGCI, the Botanical Gardens Collection Institute. I can't remember the whole acronym.
No, and the only reason I asked that is I just happen to know, for example, that Fairchild is certified in some way. And so I just thought I'd throw out the word certified. What does it mean to attain that certification, and how often does the park have to pursue it?
So with that association, it essentially connects botanical gardens together so they can share resources, they can share techniques, it can, make sure similar practices are being used and learn from each other.
I've got more questions. We've got fruit there, but we're here to highlight what event?
So the Summer Fruit Festival coming up on June 21st and 22nd.
There it is. Okay. They're highlighting that for us.
It's our biggest festival that we put on.
Okay. Show me something else, Andrew. 'Cause that was really good.
You like ice cream?
Who doesn't? Everybody like ice cream? Yeah.
I got the ice cream mango.
Really? Where's that from?
I'm not sure.
Huh.
This one we grew it at the Fruit and Spice Park, and I like this variety a lot because the tree is a dwarf mango tree, so the tree doesn't grow big or tall. So here's a couple slices for you. This one was found perfectly ripe yesterday.
Great. While I nosh, what's the attraction aside from the fruit? I mean, this is a seasonal thing. The park changes year to year, but also throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So throughout the year, different plants will be in flower, in fruit. So it's constantly changing. More plants get put in. So there's always something new to see as the park grows. And you can experience new tastes, like you tasting the ice cream mango.
That's ridiculous. For those of us that don't know, what's the one? What's so special about the Fruit and Spice Park? Can I eat the fruit off the trees?
So the unique experience of the park is you get to experience the park on many different levels. So you can see our collection, you can listen to, bamboo rustling in the wind. You can smell some of those aromatic plants I was talking about, so like the bay rum leaves. The lemon bay rum is a favorite. Everyone likes to smell that. You can taste the fruit, which is a big component of the experience. So any fruit that has ripened and fallen to the ground, you can eat as long as you know what it is. And if you don't know what it is, you can ask some of our, naturalists, and they'll let you know, like Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big component that people enjoy while at the park, is getting to taste, smell, feel, see, hear all of our collection.
Andrew, are you trained as far as recognizing the different types of fruits, or is this something you've picked up?
Growing up, my family, we have an avocado grove and a starfruit grove, so I was introduced to the world of fruits and plants like that. Over this last 7 years, I was one of the tour guides at the Fruit and Spice Park, so I have repetition over time, got to memorize all these things.
Okay.
And I've recently become like a member of the Rare Fruit Council, so I get to learn a lot of cool things with cool people.
So the thing that's interesting, we're way off what we talked about, right, Jay? What's interesting is there's so many, because there's the association that you have to certify for the Botanical Garden designation, and now you just mentioned the Rare Fruits Council. Is that like
it's a club?
It's a club. Okay,
Yeah.
That's super cool though.
Yeah.
That's super cool. All right, give me something else.
You like candy? This one's a good
Lumpy.
one. This is one of my favorite fruits in the park. It tastes exactly like a lemon head candy.
They put the plate back up on top of the.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So that's the Wampy.
Is this just throw
You
it
just
in?
eat the whole thing. It tastes exactly like a lemon head candy. And now one of my
And
new
there are
favorite
seeds inside.
combination is with the Wampy and the Jabota Caba. If you eat them at the same time, that's a good combination of flavor.
That's delicious. It tastes just like what you just said.
Lemon heads,
It's kind
yeah.
of tart and sour.
It's like the
Yeah.
right amount. It's perfect.
Yeah,
It's
not-
addicting too.
Okay.
Better than candy.
Are all these fruits specially grown because you're showing off, or can they be grown here in Miami-Dade County?
They can be grown here, especially like Wampy. It's one of the easiest trees to grow. The ice cream mango is a very common variety of mango you see at nurseries now. You'll see our vendors at Summer Fruit Festival selling them for the common
Delicious.
person to take home. And then also a lot of people have Jabota Cabas now. I have a vendor who sells those trees as well.
Are they? Is this sold commercially? I think I've
I
ever
don't
seen.
think so. No,
right?
they don't ship too
Why?
well.
Oh, they don't ship too well.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know about them either.
The history of the Fruit and Spice Park and the history of the Redlands. That's where we're located here. And Andrew is but you're from the Redlands,
Yeah.
which is very rare now, right?
Yeah.
And how does the Fruit and Spice Park? What's the role of the Fruit and Spice Park in perpetuating that history?
Yeah, so like you were saying about can these be grown down here in South Florida, that was kind of the purpose of the park, was to show what could be grown in the Redlands. So the name Redland comes from the rich soil that was found there and was the foundation of all the agricultural business and community that's grown there. So everything that you've been tasting so far that you can see at the park grows right there. And that's the whole purpose behind the park, is to show what they could grow there when it was first established. So as people were starting to settle into, South-Dade, what could they grow? And turns out you can grow all these tropical fruit trees.
Oh, that's delicious. Why isn't there a winter fruit festival and a spring fruit festival and a fall fruit festival?
That's a great question. So the summertime, that's when probably over half the park is fruiting. So that's when we have the most abundance of fruit, not only in terms of the amount of fruit, but the diversity of fruit. So you can see the bounty that Andrew brought today.
Yeah, man.
It's very colorful. There's a lot of different species being represented here. So this is kind of the peak season for the fruit, more so than in the winter.
Is that a real word? Fruiting? That's a word? That's not a word?
Fruiting season.
Yeah, it's a real word. All right. More, Andrew.
More fruit.
Mas.
This one's all my wife's favorite. This is called balimbi. It is a relative of star fruit. So when you look at it, you can see a cool star in the middle, and it tastes pretty sour.
This is a very sour fruit.
And it has the same consistency. I heard it when you were cutting.
Yeah, it's a crispy one.
Mm-hmm. This one will wake you up.
Oh,
Some people
this
say.
is one that fruits year round. So on all of our tasting tours throughout the year, most of the time, this is on there.
Did you get that on camera? It was good.
Yeah.
Wow, you did not give me a.
For most of the time, we tell people it's sweet, and when they eat it, they get a more sour reaction. So we didn't want to do that to you.
What does what does the park do with all the excess fruit?
So at the park, there's a lot of fruit. I was just talking about how a lot of the fruit is abundant at this time of year. Anything that ripens and falls to the ground, people are welcome to eat, but not everything gets consumed. And we do our part with what we have in composting the fruit scraps that we have in our compost bins. But for the most part, a lot of that just goes back into the soil to grow the trees in the collection. We are in talks of trying to get opportunities for that fruit scrap to be composted elsewhere for any maybe schools that have composting programs.
Sure.
And then they can compost for their garden.
Oh, sure. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
A lot of the schools trying to have more gardens.
My
and use
daughter in her school, gosh, I can't remember the name of the school now, but they had a herb garden, and that would have been a wonderful idea. What do you, going back to the certification, is it an important part of the mission of the park to maintain that certification and to do whatever you have to do every year or 2 years when you go and renew that?
Yeah, I think it's important that we establish ourselves as a botanical garden, which means we can be a place of research. We have an important collection that has a lot of value for education, learning from, and gaining more knowledge from through research.
What do you both wish that people knew about the park that they don't know?
That's a great question.
Okay,
I'll
think
have to
about that. Give me some more. Think about it.
So this is the ruby mango.
Ruby. Why is it called the ruby mango?
Just because it's a very pretty skin to it. If you polish it, it gets like brighter over there. So a lot of people call it. Well, that's why it's called the ruby. A lot of these mango names are either called that because of the description of what it looks like, or they're named after somebody like the Edward or Irwin mango.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
The Richard mango would be small.
There is a Richard
Yeah.
mango.
Is there really?
Yeah, we have a Richard mango at the park.
Yeah. So it's
It's I forgot what it looked like. I just remember one. I'm sorry.
He was trying to describe it
I
to
just
you.
remember it had a label saying.
right. Yeah. Utterly forgettable. So back to the question I asked, the stumper.
The stumper.
What do you think, or Andrew? What do you? You guys are looking at it from different perspectives. You mentioned curriculum, and I'd like to learn more about the curriculum that you have. But you're actually seeing and talking and touching the fruits on a more regular basis. What is it that you wish people knew?
I wish people knew how easily you can grow these things at your home and all the different like varieties out there.
I love that.
A lot of people, they only know of two different kinds of mango, a ripe mango and a green mango.
Yeah.
But at the park, we have almost 200 varieties of mangoes.
Wow.
And they're all very different, including of when and how they get ready. And it's just, as a tour guide at the park, I got to see people's reactions to all the different kinds of mangoes. And it's very heartwarming in a way.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
on the operations side, as far as like a person just visiting the park, what do you think is?
Yeah. Well, in kind of the same vein, it's looking at the value of the park. So it's a very niche park, but it is valuable, and a lot of people, see that value through different eyes. So some people, like Andrew was saying, they think there's only a couple of types of mangoes, and then they see, oh wow, there's 200 different mangoes here at the park. And then kind of the inverse of that, or we have some visitors visiting from, other parts of the world, and they see our collection and it brings them back to their childhood. These are plants they're familiar with that they haven't seen, since they were back home. And then that's a whole different experience that we've seen guests have. So I guess people can have all different reactions, emotions to our collection, which is something very valuable.
Have you found that, and it's that sometimes an outsider knows more about the park than Miami-Dade County folks?
A couple of times.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like a
There
tourist
was a
from.
lot of people who were like in the 80s that helped the park, that donated a lot of the stuff there, and they come and visit.
No kidding.
And they told me about a lot of plants that I didn't know about. So it was pretty cool.
Okay, what do you got now?
I'm cutting up my second favorite variety of mango. This is Sheila.
I think Rachel just bit into the what was the
The Balimbi?
yeah
The sour
tricky, the
one.
sour. And she saw me. That was your fault. That's on you, Rachel.
Yeah.
That's on you.
That was on tape.
I like this variety a lot because it's a variety that stays green. It doesn't really turn any other color. A little hint of yellow,
Right.
but it's dark orange on the inside.
And what is it called again?
Sheila.
Sheila.
And it's a creamy, juicy variety.
My goodness.
That is a good mango.
Wow, you could do a lot of
Mhm.
stuff with this one.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
And,
one.
and it's clean. I mean, you can eat it in a suit. You're not going to get dirty.
That's important.
Oh, I didn't even wait while I was off camera. I just got up and left. Sorry about that.
It's sharing the wealth.
The Richard mango is very messy. What is the most popular fruit? One question, and I'm going to keep in mind that it depends on the season,
Yeah.
time of year. And then what is the most unique fruit?
So, in terms of popularity, definitely mangoes.
Without doubt,
People come.
Is it because it's the most recognizable and every kind
Yeah.
knows, or because it's delicious?
Yeah,
Both.
both. Yeah. Some people call it the king of fruits, I believe.
Sure.
They just love mangoes so much. So that's very, very popular. Some people, as soon as they come in the park, they're looking on the map, where are the mangoes?
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna-
it's definitely a collection that people want to go.
Yeah.
In terms of most interesting fruit, that can go in a lot of different directions. A lot of the times in the front of the park, we have visually interesting are the jackfruits. People see these giant fruits hanging off this tree.
Jackfruit's delicious.
Mhm,
Oh, yeah.
jackfruits, yeah.
Very
We
good.
have some pretty big jackfruits, and that's
Got
the
those
first
too. Yeah.
thing some people see, and they're awing at because they've never seen
Yeah,
such a
but you
huge
guys
fruit.
don't wait for that one to fall from the tree. You guys are harvesting that now.
Yeah.
We wait till it's a little bit soft, and then we bring it inside and prepare it. And we
Mhm.
use it on the samples that people get when they come into the park
Ah.
and our tasting tours.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, so that one doesn't fall off the tree, so we prepare it and share it with all of our guests.
Anybody bumping trees to make things fall? You catch them. You guys
A
monitor
couple of
that?
times. We got our squirrel cameras out there. So we're out.
Yeah. So unique fruit.
Unique fruit. Yeah, so in terms of, visual, the jackfruit definitely catches people's eye. In terms of experience, a very interesting fruit is the miracle fruit. And that's an experience we love sharing with our guests.
I don't think I've heard of that.
So that's a fruit that has a compound inside of it called miraculin, which as you eat it and coat your tongue with it, it essentially blocks out the receptors for sour and bitter. So things like a lemon will now taste like lemonade. It'll taste sweet.
Oh.
And people have this eye-opening moment when they're like, wow, it's a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name. So people get that little, gimmick of eating the fruit and tasting something sour as something sweet. One of our staff members, she loves sharing the miracle fruit with those that have been affected by COVID, have lost their taste, or going through chemotherapy and have to have medication that's very metallic, and giving them miracle fruit. And it's almost a life-changing experience for them. Some of them were brought to tears because they haven't been able to taste for a year or two.
Yeah.
And it helps them get through, their medication. So that is very interesting in how it helps people.
Wow. Are you sure it's not the Richard Mango? No, it's not. I'm upset you didn't bring the Richard Mango. What do you have there? And he's getting more generous with the cuts, guys. Which is great.
This is nicknamed the Queen of Mangoes, the Malika Mango.
Malika Mango. Where's the Malika Mango from?
I'm not
I know
sure.
we were talking earlier.
Yeah, a lot of
most from
mangoes,
India.
Yeah, a lot of them come from India. I believe this is an Indian variety because it's matched the Alfonso mangoes from India, and that's known as the King of Mangoes.
Do we have? Oh, okay. Do we have? Not Richard. Do we have? So I read somewhere there's worldwide there's like 500 varieties of mango. Have any varieties gone extinct potentially? That we know of?
Yeah, in terms of varieties, so they're all the same species, but they're different cultivated varieties. So they're essentially farmed.
Okay. That was really good.
That's a good one.
That's really, really good. Catching this? All right. That's really good. If we were talking earlier about seed farming, about seed
or seed banking,
exactly, for in case, and in different parts of the world they're doing that in case anything ever happens, we can whatever. Do they keep all the seeds of mangoes? I mean, there's so many varieties.
There's so many varieties. I don't think mangoes are gonna go endangered or extinct anytime soon.
Right. If the most popular fruit overall is mango, what about different types of the year? What is fruiting in the winter? What is fruiting in the spring, for example?
The winter time, we have jujubes, which are a very popular fruit that a lot of people ask for.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little green fruit that tastes like an apple and helps cough suppressing. In the springtime is when we start getting into our guavas, rose apples, this fruit here, lao, all the fruits that are very like floral, basically in the springtime. And we also get jaboticabas start in the springtime as well.
I like that one.
If you come in the fall time, we have canistels, which is a yellow fruit that tastes like sweet potatoes. And then in the wintertime, we also have another fruit called black sapote that's also known as chocolate pudding fruit.
Oh my God.
So every time of year, we always have good things for the samples. There's never really a less abundant time of year. It's just different kinds of things at our park.
Fun. Where are the spices? So, Fruit and Spice Park.
So we do have some spice trees at the park. So those spices are represented. They have curry, cinnamon, allspice, and those are things that you can experience at the park. You can smell it, you can taste it. We have an herb garden as well with different types of seasonal plantings when it's the right type of season.
Yeah.
Okay, what was this again?
That's lao, or Malay apple is another name for it.
Okay.
It should taste very floral.
Yeah.
Eat the skin?
The whole thing's edible, yes.
Oh, that's great.
That's a tree that's very easy to grow in your yard. It takes only like 2-3 years to fruit, and it has very beautiful pink flowers.
Very refreshing too.
It is, yeah.
I mean, after a hot day of doing whatever.
Yeah.
Let's go over the dates and times of the festival. give me some hints for a first timer that's never been. How should they prepare to best take advantage of everything that the park has to offer?
Yeah, so the Summer Fruit Festival that's happening June 21st and 22nd from 10 to 5. And we do have a whole program of activities. We have workshops from guest speakers. We have raffle. We have tasting tours. So all the things that we brought for you, you can come experience at the park on a tour
Mm-hmm.
and taste some of these fruits. And we also have, what else do we have, Andrew?
We have a bunch of vendors with a whole like educational craft. We have fruit vendors selling all these different kinds of fruits from their farms.
Okay.
We have different kinds of tree vendors. I have a bonsai tree vendor, a fruit tree vendor, ornamental stuff, and we have food trucks as well.
The farmers in the area view the fruit and spice park as an important ally.
A lot of them come to us to learn about all the different kinds of things.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Is that part of the curriculum you were talking about?
Well, the curriculum that I was talking about with learning about the collection or some of our STEM-based classes for K through 12 is kind of our main educational component at the park.
Mm-hmm.
So teaching a lot of the students don't realize that all these fruits at some point had to be a flower that was pollinated. So pollination, flower anatomy, those are kind of the STEM-based curriculum that we cover in our classes.
Oh, that's a lot of fun.
How do we go from flower to fruit? Seed the plant.
What should a first timer take to the park?
Yeah, if you're coming to the park, especially for the festival,
Paper towels.
Paper towels. Dress comfortably. It's the beginning of summer. It's gonna be hot. So definitely dress comfortably.
A lot of walking.
There's gonna be a lot of walking around the park. The park is 37 acres and there's a path that goes around the whole park. So you can walk it in about an hour. Mm-hmm. Or more if you're looking for the Jabota Cabas or the Richard Mangoes. It might take you a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's a big tree.
Big tree. Just comfortable because you'll be exploring a bit. There is the path, but you are able to go off the path and explore. We definitely encourage people to look around into the park and have your experience.
Where should people go to learn more, get more information?
Yeah, so you can find us at our website, which I believe is miami-dade.gov/fruit and spice park.
Fruit and Spice Park, okay. Or Miami-Dade County Parks. Google that and you'll find.
Google Fruit and Spice Park.
I love the fact, and I want to keep on repeating the fact that this is a Miami-Dade County park.
Yeah.
And Miami-Dade County Parks does a lot of great things. Okay, before we go out, what do we got?
This is another one of my favorites, Southern Blush Mango.
You ever use the word favorites there, Andrew?
I only brought the fruits I like.
One,
True.
Can't be.
Well, that's why one of my favorites.
You have the one child. Who's your favorite, Dad?
Oh, no. I got two. I love them both.
They're both your favorites.
Oh, yeah. This one is my favorite just because of how it looks. It's red and yellow right now. But like 2 days ago, it was dark green. And there's like a story. If you tell the tree a compliment, it blushes and turns red.
Is that what it's called then?
Southern Blush.
Oh, that's great. The differences between these mangoes, very subtle.
Yeah,
but they're there.
You gotta be able to see all of them next to each other. Which we're gonna have a really big fruit mango display at the Summer Fruit Festival. A couple hundred varieties on display, so you get to see all of them right next to each other. Mm-hmm. At the end of the second day, they cut them up for people to try.
Wow. So you have to go. So you have to go both days.
Yeah, exactly.
You can go both days. Yeah. We're also going to have, after the Summer Fruit Festival, mango specialty tours. So like you're saying, they're all kind of different in their texture and taste. So we're going to have a tour that kind of takes you through the mango collection and explain kind of like how Andrew has been, all the different types of the 200 different mangoes. You'll have a sample of different types of textures, flavors.
And you can taste all of Andrew's favorite.
Each favorite one.
Jay, Andrew, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for promoting this. And we gotta remind the people you can go any time of the year. It's not just during the festival, but the festival's a really good time.
Oh yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us. This has been the South-Dade Shoutout. Don't forget June 21st, 22nd, the Miami Fruit and Spice Park. You need to do this. Let's try to know more about our backyard than the people than the tourists and the people that are visiting. It's a wonderful place to visit. It's a wonderful place to see. And look, we can have this.